Tonight, no radar, no reason to slow down, or so the numbers suggest.
It's almost like it's a racetrack now.
They'll speed up and actually just drive around other cars.
A city report shows a huge jump in speeding through school zones since the cameras went dark last fall. Flood risk along the Ottawa River as the water rises more rapidly in the coming days.
We have sandbag filling stations mobilized across the city right now.
Has waterfront residents, especially those hit before, shoring up their homes. And from the CTC to the bars to the street.
They say the best team wins, so, and here's hoping.
Playoff fever heating up even before the puck is dropped on the final regular season game. Hurricane season straight ahead. Good evening. We begin tonight with new data from the city which shows a drastic increase in the number of drivers speeding through school zones since photo radar cameras went dark. The city collected this data at 8 of the original speed camera locations in school zones. Before the cameras were removed last fall, just 13% of drivers were speeding. But 3 months after they were removed, that number jumped to 59%. CTV's Leah Larocque joins us now with the details. Leah.
Patricia, the city collected this data by using traffic monitoring devices that record vehicle speed and volume over a 48-hour period. One councillor says those numbers paint a dangerous picture.
It's getting faster and faster on Smythe Road, and Janelle Moyle is noticing it.
Well, I have a son at Vincent Massey, and we're definitely worried about the lack of speeding cameras, that because there was a speeding camera there before and now there's not.
More drivers exceeding the posted limits in areas where photo radar used to nab speeders since the Ford government turned off the cameras in November.
And I think that because we know that it's no longer a factor, I think that drivers take advantage of it, and it doesn't really matter how fast they go.
City data from the 8 original cameras shows only 17% of drivers followed the speed limit before speed cameras were installed. That jumped to nearly 90% compliance with speed cameras. But 3 months after the cameras went dark, that number took a stark drop to only 41%, less than half.
It's almost like it's a racetrack now. That's how I'm feeling, yeah.
So what can the city do to get drivers to slow down? They will be installing big signs that remind drivers that they are in a school zone. And the province says they will be giving one-time funding to the City of Ottawa of about $24 million to use on safety enhancements on roads where speed cameras used to be.
We need to change the culture of driving in general around schools, and we need people to slow down. And the only way to make that really work, it's not going to be a sign, a speed hump, or a blinking light. It's going to be police enforcement.
While Premier Doug Ford has called speed cameras a cash grab, the opposition doesn't agree.
They kept kids safe. The Premier ripped them out. Kids, seniors, they're not as safe as they were a year ago on our streets.
But on roads like this one in Canada, where a camera used to be, worry is only growing.
But now that they're gone, I'm not sure if, I doubt that they're paying attention at all.
They'll speed up and actually just drive around other cars that are also waiting to turn.
We reached out to the Ministry of Transportation, and just before we went to air, they wrote too many municipalities were using speed cameras as a cash grab rather than a safety tool. Our government banned them to keep life affordable for taxpayers and drivers. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Leah Larocque reporting live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, the Sens are playing their final regular season game at the CTC tonight, but already playoff fever is taking over the capital, and the team will be heading straight into a storm as they gear up for a first-round matchup with the Carolina Hurricanes. CTV's Tyler Fleming has more on the excitement from the players, fans, and businesses.
And just like that, the Ottawa Senators are in. Playoff hockey is back in the capital, and the buzz is building across the city.
Very exciting.
And at Buster's Bar and Grill, the Sens are serving up a conversation.
They've had a hard season. They fought hard, ups and downs, and like they say, the best team wins. So, and here's hoping.
For local businesses, a playoff run always means a boost.
You're going to have excited fans. They want to come out. We got our buses running to the game. They're going to be full. You know, it's just a
the fever starts building.
And it's spreading even across borders.
I'm from Louisville, Kentucky.
Ruth Coleman is on vacation and gearing up for Wednesday night's game against the Leafs. It will be her first Sens game, but already she's picked her team and may just be a fan for life.
I have a lot of family in Detroit, so they're big Red Wings fans. So I might have to be the only Senators fan.
At the Canadian Tire Centre, morning skate came with a surprise.
Awesome.
The Gloucester Rangers U14 team were in the stands and got a visit from Captain Brady Tkachuk after their recent championship win.
We won our first game, lost our second, and then bring it home and at our home barn.
Perhaps their luck will rub off on the Sens.
They definitely brought it back and worked pretty hard. So, yeah, I'm hoping for the best.
And behind the bench, a Gloucester Ranger gone pro. Hometown hero Cameron Crotty feeding off a fan base that never gave up hope.
We appreciate all the support over the year, and we want to keep that going into the playoffs here. This isn't something where we're just happy with making it. Obviously, everyone here wants to push for more, and that's the goal. So come out and support, and let's see what we can do.
In round one, the Senators faced the top-seeded Carolina Hurricanes. There's no puck drop dates yet, but Ottawa is guaranteed at least 2 home playoff games.
Go Sens, go!
As for tickets, season seat holders get first pick Thursday at 10 a.m. Friday, sales open for everyone else. Tyler Fleming, CTV News.
All right, you can feel it, the energy, and we do have extended coverage of what fans need to know about the playoffs, including exactly when tickets will be going on sale, the game schedule when it comes out. You can find all of those details on our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, residents in parts of Eastern Ontario are preparing for possible flooding, placing sandbags and taking precautions to protect their properties. Officials say melting snow and widespread rainfall this week are causing water levels to rise significantly. Ontario's Ministry of Natural Resources has issued a flood warning for people living along sections of the Ottawa River from Pembroke through to Arnprior. CTV's Caitlin Wilson spent the day in the Pembroke area and joins us live now with more. Caitlin.
Patricia, from Carp to Constance Bay to Gatineau in western Quebec, people are on high alert. The ministry is urging anyone who's dealt with flooding before to start preparing now. And for many, it feels all too familiar.
Last week, the water was right to the edge of the ice there.
And it keeps climbing as Jacob Landry watches it inch closer to his home in the Ottawa Valley east of Pembroke.
I'm pretty much expecting that it's going to make it halfway up the grass to the house here and hopefully no farther.
He's hoping it's not a repeat of 2019 when record flooding hit more than 6,000 homes across the region, forcing a state of emergency. Now there's a flood warning along sections of the Ottawa River from Pembroke to Arnprior.
It's not rare for it to come up to this height, but the problem is how fast it's rising.
The Ministry of Natural Resources says melting snow and rainfall are pushing water levels along the Ottawa River to rise significantly. In Laurentian Valley, a sandbag station is already set up at George Matheson Park. And in Ottawa, preparations are underway.
We have sandbag filling stations mobilized across the city right now. As of today, we have 11 stations in place, and we have plans to install several more in communities that may be seeing the earliest effects of flooding.
Rain is expected to continue across the region and into next week with up to 60 millimeters in the forecast. And from Cumberland to Constance Bay, areas prone to flooding, residents are watching closely.
Right now, the message is stay vigilant, pay attention to the forecast, certainly, especially with the rain coming, the quick melt that we had over the Easter weekend.
Back in the Ottawa Valley, Landry says he's already raised his home after seeing 4 feet of water come through 6 years ago. Now he's hoping it's enough.
It's a never-ending battle. It's the mighty Ottawa River, right? So you can't really stop it too much.
And advice from the Rideau Valley Conservation Authority: know your risk, have an evacuation plan, and prepare an emergency kit. Officials also say move valuables out of your basement and consider a battery-powered sump pump in case of a blackout. Patricia?
Familiar pictures. All right, CTV's Caitlin Wilson reporting live for us tonight. Thank you.
Still ahead, one of the biggest venues in Chinatown. It once housed a well-loved restaurant. Now the hunt is on for a new tenant on Somerset Street West. That story coming up.
Well, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. It's not real pretty out there. A little foggy in the capital. 9 degrees this evening. As we check the weather, Jackie is joining us in studio, and we do have a little bit of sunshine in there in the days ahead, Jackie.
Yes, that's in store. Just give us 24 hours, Patricia, and we should be able to see more snow or rain and sunshine moving through, not snow. I scared everyone a little bit there. Clearly, right now, we are seeing a little bit of the mist, a little bit of break from the rain, and that's going to continue well into the evening. What is in place, though, a special weather statement. So this has really encompassed much of Ontario as well as parts of Quebec. Here in Ottawa, special weather statement, 10 to 20 millimeters is anticipating. It's going to come fast between 10 a.m. as well as the midnight hour. So this is a closer look. You're going to see a little bit of rain moving through the Kingston area in the overnight hours. And then as we look towards middle of the day, that's when we're going to see this heavy system moving through, especially for Pembroke and Renfrew. There is a chance that we could see severe thunderstorms moving in. So we're keeping a very close eye on this. This will continue into the afternoon. Cornwall could also receive severe thunderstorms popping up. Again, keeping a very close eye on this. And while there will be a break midday, we will see potentially more rain moving through late evening for our Thursday. Temperature-wise, though, we are anticipating mild conditions, getting to a daytime high about 15 degrees. We'll get a closer look at your long-term forecast in just a bit, but right now, temperatures across Eastern Ontario sitting around 10 degrees. Patricia.
All right, thank you. Well, we are getting a look tonight at how many federal public servants are applying for an early retirement package as the government looks to cut 28,000 jobs in the public sector in the coming years. CTV's Austin Lee joins us live now to break this all down. Austin.
Well, Patricia, tens of thousands of people were sent notices that they may be eligible for an early retirement package, and now the Treasury Board of Canada is sharing just how many public servants have applied since the process opened late last month. Of the roughly 68,000 notices that were sent out to workers, approximately 4,600 people have already applied for the package. The Treasury Board says the program allows workers to retire early with an immediate pension based on years of service with no financial penalties. Public servants who are approved for early retirement must retire by January 20th of 2027. And this is a plan, however, that has received some pushback. Both the Public Service Alliance of Canada and the Professional Institute of the Public Service of Canada filed policy grievances over the program, claiming it, quote, violates consultation obligations and undermines collective agreement protections. Now, the government says to achieve the goal of reducing the size of the public service, it will lean on voluntary departures and attrition as much as possible. Now, we do have a breakdown of the parameters employees must meet to qualify for an early retirement package. You can find that on our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. Patricia.
All right, CTV's Austin Lee live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, it was a tale of two caucuses on Parliament Hill today as the Liberal government welcomed its newest members to mark its new majority status. The Conservatives were left defending their leader following a shocking floor crossing and declining support during this week's by-elections. CTV's Abigail Beeman reports.
A hero's welcome for the three MPs who secured the Liberals a majority, with newest floor crosser Marilyn Gladu front and center.
What a great group. I'm very excited to start building Canada strong for all.
And a fantastic addition.
Great, lots of love. Great to meet my new colleagues.
The Prime Minister has leaned on the word humility a lot in 24 hours.
We approach it with humility and determination. Canadians have placed their trust in the government's plan. We now have reinforcements to help implement that, and we're going to go straight to work.
But wasn't immune to asking for applause. With the caucus feeling so victorious, they cheered regular old MPs too. A stark contrast with the Conservative caucus in the basement.
Are you worried about the four caucus members?
Who leaned on the idea of unity.
Caucus is united and united behind a leader that has a vision.
Our caucus is united behind Pierre Poilievre.
Pierre Poilievre and our Conservative colleagues are the last hope to save our country. That's why we're united.
In the face of four floor crossers, not everyone shared their thoughts.
What can Conservatives do to make their message resonate more with Canadians?
While one MP put it simply.
What needs to change for the party to go up in the poll?
More votes.
Poilievre said this week he isn't going anywhere, as the Liberals say they're still talking with potential floor crossers, and everyone wonders about the next move with a razor-thin majority. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Two Ottawa residents are facing charges after a stun gun was discovered by border officers in a package arriving in Canada. The Canada Border Service Agency launched an investigation in January 2025 after seizing the package, which was set to be delivered to Ottawa. Last April, officers executed a search warrant at a home in Ottawa and discovered 3 firearms, knives, brass knuckles, stun guns, and forged documents. A 53 and 54-year-old are facing dozens of charges. A man's death in a Perth park over the weekend has been deemed a homicide. OPP were called to Lastewel Park around 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, where they found a man with life-threatening injuries. He later died in hospital. The victim is a man in his 30s. Police say his identity will be withheld until next of kin is notified. OPP are still working to find a suspect, but this is believed to be a targeted incident. Well, some concerning new stats about how many high school students are actually attending class. Ontario's Education Ministry says just 40% of high school students in the province went to school at least 90% of the time during the last school year. That's a drop of nearly 20% from before the pandemic. Earlier this week, the province announced measures to try and boost high school attendance, saying it will account for 10 to 15% of final marks, depending on the grade level. Meantime, the province is easing rules on drinking alcohol in provincial parks. Drinking will no longer be limited to individual campsites, but existing rules will stay in place around such things as public intoxication, underage possession or consumption, and open alcohol in vehicles and boats. Parks will also use signage to clearly identify some areas where alcohol will remain prohibited.
We are confident that with these changes, park visitors will be responsible when consuming their alcoholic beverages. Staff will continue to monitor and ensure compliance with rules and regulations to keep our parks as safe, family-friendly, and enjoyable for everyone, as they have always been.
The province says this will help boost tourism in the province.
It's never been harder to run a small, medium-sized business.
Well, coming up, we take a closer look at the growing challenges facing small businesses in the capital amid a hunt for an anchor tenant in Chinatown. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. A reminder, a special weather statement is in place for Eastern Ontario, 10 to 20 millimeters of rainfall. A fog advisory is also in place for southern Quebec. To keep in mind, near zero visibility. This is in place from tonight into tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, temperature-wise, overnight, we are anticipating overnight lows about 9 degrees. Chance of showers, but tomorrow, the anticipated daytime high, 15 degrees. Keep in mind, risk of thunderstorm as well. So we're keeping a close eye on this for you. Here's a live look through our Centennial class sky cam. A break in the rainfall, but we are seeing the mist and the fog moving through the downtown part of Ottawa as well. Current temperature sitting around 9 degrees.
First responders are a family that is 4 times as likely to suffer from mental health disorders. The Ottawa First Responders Foundation provides wellness supports for currently serving and retired Ottawa fire, police, and paramedic personnel and their families. In this family, no one stands alone. Help support those who are there for you. For information and to make a donation, visit ottawafrf.ca.
Well, taking a look at the roads this hour, a little foggy out there and some extra volume on the Queensway headed westbound. It is the last regular season game for the Sens tonight. Slightly later start, though. They'll drop the puck just after 7:30. A search is underway for a tenant to take over the building, which once housed a hotspot in Ottawa's Chinatown neighborhood. The former Yangtze restaurant location has been sitting empty for over a year, and experts say it's part of a wider trend with more businesses shutting down than opening. The building is at 700 Somerset Street West, and the hope is another restaurant will move in. CTV's Kimberly Fowler has more.
Financially, it would take a lot of investment.
This is the former Yangtze restaurant on Somerset Street. It was one of the biggest venues and an anchor in Ottawa's Chinatown for upscale community events. It has been sitting vacant since November 2024. The Somerset Street Chinatown BIA and the building's new owner have been working to find a new business to move in.
The property is a large one, and it takes big restaurants to move in and to cover the cost. And during the current economic downturn, it is just hard for for any restaurant to make that commitment.
Hesitancy to invest in a new restaurant or business right now could be a sign of the volatile economy.
It's never been harder to run a small, medium-sized business.
The Canadian Federation of Independent Business says Canada is in what's being called an entrepreneurial drought.
rising costs, whether that's insurance costs, rent costs, operational costs, the entire budget of a small business has increased in the last couple of years.
According to a new CFIB report, since early 2024, more small and medium-sized businesses in Canada have closed than have opened, marking one of the worst periods outside the pandemic. And more than half of small business owners say they would not recommend starting a business right now. The CFIB also says all levels of government need to step in to help ease the cost pressures small businesses are facing.
Improving the tax and cost competitiveness is certainly one of the ways that we've been putting forward for the federal government. We need to see reduced regulatory burdens. We want to see, more policies that address the labor shortages.
Until then, the hunt is still on to find a new tenant to fill the void after Yangtze closed its doors.
I think it's a beautiful building. Another Chinese restaurant. It would be awesome.
I'd like the Yangtze to come back. It was such a good restaurant. Really had a lot of good options, and takeout was pretty much the best in the neighborhood.
Kimberly Fowler, CTV News.
Well, this stretch of rainy weather continues in the region, but the showers did not stop these deer from grazing in Constance Bay earlier today. Beautiful sight. If you're heading outside, you might want to keep that umbrella close. There is more rain in the forecast tonight and tomorrow, but not all bad just ahead. We're going to have a mix over the next few days, Jackie.
Yes, I mean, you asked me earlier, are we going to see sunshine anytime soon? Just give it
that
maybe
desperate,
24 hours.
pleading note in my voice, yes.
I don't want to promise it, but I'm gonna put my bets on Friday. How about
okay. I like Friday. I can do Friday.
In the meantime, let's take a look at these conditions right now. So again, a bit of a break in the rain. We are seeing that fog and mist rolling in. Right now, temperatures sitting around 9 degrees. Saw a daytime high of 10 degrees. Tonight's lows throughout Eastern Ontario, pretty mild for this time of year, but 9 along the Seaway. We've got 8 in Pembroke as well as Petawawa. Kemptville sitting around 9 degrees. And as we look towards the daytime highs, we're still back in the mid-teens, so 15 here in Ottawa, 17 along Cornwall and Brockville, about 13 in Pembroke, and you can see the icons. There is a risk of some thunderstorm moving in throughout the region, and the key time for this will be during the middle of the day. So you could be clear. You might not need the umbrella for the morning commute, but you definitely want to have one in handy for the rest of the day. So 7 a.m., mainly cloudy skies along Pembroke, Ottawa, as well as along the Seaway here. But by the time we get to the noon hour, we could see, and this has already changed a little bit, that much of the severe thunderstorm is going to be focused around Maniwaki. Heavy rainfall, though, moving in along Smiths Falls in Ottawa. Keeping a close eye on this because a special weather statement still in effect, 10 to 20 millimeters of rain moving through. Now, for our friends in Atlantic Canada, 10 degrees in Fredericton, Charlottetown sitting around 6 degrees. Things are slightly cooling just a little bit. You can see Quebec around 7 degrees. Timmins also sitting around 7. 16 in Toronto, 18 in Windsor. A lot of rain moving through Ontario as well. And as we look towards Western Canada, 17 degrees, mix of sun and cloud in Winnipeg. But quite a different story in Alberta, where temperatures sitting at -3. They've got snow as well, including in Calgary, where a daytime high is 1 degree. Now, taking a look after Thursday, we did mention, will there be sunshine? Well, look at Friday. There's no precipitation in sight, no weather system moving through, mainly cloudy skies to kick things off. And by the afternoon, 3 o'clock, things are likely going to clear out. We might see some sunshine and maybe the sunset as we kickstart our weekend. Now, here's a look at our 7-day forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. 15 degrees is the anticipated daytime high. Friday, 17 degrees. Our warmest day will be Saturday, 22. And don't be shy with that chance of showers at 30%. We'll likely see more drier conditions as opposed to the precipitation. 8 degrees for Sunday. That's when temperatures are going to start to drop. And maybe this will also change. -4 the overnight low into Monday could call for a chance of flurries moving in. And that could be in the early morning before we warm up to 5 degrees on Monday.
All right, thank you. Well, the FIFA World Cup is 2 months away, and just ask any soccer fan about their excitement level. But the City of Toronto is now considering a fee to enter FanFest, a place to gather that was meant to be free. CTV's Heather Wright has more on what's behind the change.
A little more than 57 days until the World Cup kicks off in Toronto. Tickets are long sold out, and now a proposed change to Toronto's FanFest is drawing the ire of some.
That is kind of crazy that they're charging $10 per person to go to a public event in a public space.
The City of Toronto has proposed a $10 charge for admission to FanFest, which was initially billed as a free event. More expensive VIP ticket options will be available. City staff are asking for council approval to spend $9 million to improve the fan experience and boost security, but those additional funds would push Toronto over budget. Charging for FanFest helps recoup some of those costs and, according to the mayor, allows for better planning.
Ticketing actually gives organizers and emergency services better data to plan effectively.
For some, charging admission is not a concern.
It's a small price to pay. I'm not too bothered by it.
While others say it's just the latest example of a costly tournament inaccessible to the people paying to host it.
It's a barrier, you know, like not everyone's going to be able to attend.
The budgets for Toronto and Vancouver to host 13 World Cup games have ballooned since Canada, the United States and Mexico were first awarded the tournament. In 2023, Vancouver's budget was estimated at $230 million and now stands at roughly $624 million. In 2018, the initial cost for Toronto to host was between $30 and $45 million, surging to $380 million. The costs to host the tournament are being split between the three levels of government, but Toronto City Councillor Josh Matlow says the provincial and federal governments will recoup some costs through taxes, which the city will not.
One of the promises that were made to the people of Toronto was that there was going to be a fan fest where they could go for free, no matter their financial means, and that's now being taken away from them.
Toronto is not the only World Cup city to change plans when it comes to FanFest. Other cities have announced scaled-back versions to help reduce costs, while New York and New Jersey, which will host the World Cup final, have scrapped their FanFests altogether. Heather Wright, CTV News, Toronto.
He's not a criminal. He's not murdered anyone. He's not a drug trafficker. It's just not logical.
Coming up, we share the story of a Canadian living in Florida who was detained by ICE and sent to an infamous detention center known as Alligator Alcatraz.
Tonight, investigating the charges facing two Navy members.
As the RIB was en route back to dockyard, an incident occurred.
What led to the death of a Canadian Armed Forces sailor? We'll have that story and more later on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
CTV News community and weather anchor Jackie Perez. Weeknights.
Well, CTV News has learned there have been at least 2 Canadians detained at the notorious immigration detention center dubbed Alligator Alcatraz. One of them, Douglas Dixon, is being deported today after he was arrested by ICE in February. CTV senior correspondent Judy Trin has his story.
Douglas Dixon is a 61-year-old grandfather. He and his wife moved from Montreal to Southwest Florida in 2005. They raised a family on the Gulf Coast. In 2022, during COVID, he was forced to shutter his smoothie shop and fell behind in income tax payments. He pleaded guilty to tax evasion and was put on a government plan to pay back the money. Since the pandemic, Dixon says he's paid back nearly $20,000, but still owes about $12,000. He was arrested by ICE during a monthly check-in with his probation officer.
There was like 6 or 7 ICE agents up against the wall, put me up, hands in the air, and I was like dumbfounded. You know, I'm shaking like a leaf.
After his arrest, Dixon was taken to Alligator Alcatraz. Human rights organizations say conditions inside the Everglades detention center are inhumane. Dixon was kept in a cage with 32 people. Detainees were allowed to shower every 3 days and got 1 hour of yard time every 4 days.
Nobody there is a hardened criminal, if you know what I'm telling you. They are just general, everyday, normal people. I mean, there were no fights amongst each other.
After 9 days at Alligator Alcatraz, Dixon was transferred to another facility. After an online hearing with an immigration judge, Dixon was ordered deported, even though he says he was making his monthly payments.
He's not a criminal. He's not murdered anyone. He's not a drug trafficker. It's just not logical. They've banned him for life. He's not allowed to come back. So not to see his grandkids is going to be very hard. And myself. Sorry.
Douglas Dixon is one of 32 Canadians who have been deported from the U.S. since October. When he gets off the plane in Toronto, he will make his way to Montreal, to a city he has not called home for 21 years. Judy Trin, CTV News, Toronto.
Now, some other stories you need to know right now. A jury in a New York court has found Live Nation and Ticketmaster operated as a monopoly, driving up fees for fans. The verdict was reached following a trial looking into complaints that the company and its subsidiary stifled competition and drove up ticket prices. A second trial will now have to determine remedies. Live Nation has already reached a secret settlement with the U.S. Justice Department, which includes allowing competitors to offer tickets to events and capping fees at 15%. That settlement has yet to be approved by a judge. The city is taking the next step in its 10-point plan to recruit family doctors. Hiring Danielle Vernoy as a primary care ambassador, she will lead coordination efforts between Ottawa and healthcare providers, support recruitment and retention initiatives. Vernoy was most recently a project manager at CHEO, where she led the primary care portfolio. Recruiting an ambassador is the first step in the city's 10-point plan, which includes implementing a strategy to attract new doctors, but does not include financial incentives. OC Transpo fare inspectors have been busy this year. The transit agency says they issued more than 1,300 fines to passengers for not paying the fare in the first 3 months of the year. The fine for not paying is $260.
Foster gets it back to the line for Morelli across Cuda. Delays, they score! Cooper Foster!
The 67s are back on the board in the second round of the playoffs. It was a crucial game for the Barber Poles, who were down 2-0 in the series, but they had a decisive win last night at TD Place Arena, beating the Barrie Colts 5-2. Barrie now leads this series 2-1. Game 4 is tomorrow night at TD Place.
This is the ability to have a life-saving device available on you that's easy to administer.
Just ahead, the first needle-free anaphylaxis treatment is set to come to Canada, which will make it easier to treat emergency allergic reactions.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal. Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
Well, for millions of Canadians, coming into contact with tree nuts or getting stung by a bee can mean a trip to the emergency room. Many carry around life-saving medication that is injected by EpiPens. Now, Health Canada has approved a nasal spray experts say is a welcome new option. CTV's Andrew Johnson has the details now. Andrew?
In the words of one doctor we spoke with today, this is a game changer for Canadians with severe allergies and for the parents of children who have to carry around an EpiPen.
This is the ability to have a life-saving device available on you that's easy to administer, almost challenging to get it wrong.
Neffy replaces the needle you jab into your thigh with a nasal spray that has a 2.5-year shelf life. The spray is now approved by Health Canada to treat anaphylaxis, the severe reaction millions of Canadians deal with because of allergies to things like peanuts, shellfish, bee stings, or insect bites. When someone goes into anaphylaxis, they may have trouble breathing, their throat or tongue can swell, and their blood pressure can plunge. These allergies may be life-threatening, so it's critical to have medication nearby. One doctor says having this new option is huge.
Carrying a needle-based epinephrine or having this as the only route of delivery causes barriers for people that, 1, don't like needles, 2, don't want to use the needle, or 3, don't want to carry the size that is required for a needle-based device.
The spray should start to appear in pharmacies by summer. Right now, it's only approved for children who weigh more than 30 kilograms, or about 65 pounds. The manufacturer says it will apply for a smaller dose to be approved for smaller kids later this year. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
BNN Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has more on today's verdict from a jury in New York finding Live Nation and Ticketmaster operated as a harmful monopoly.
This verdict is a big blow to Live Nation, which is a $36 billion company. 33 states and Washington, D.C. were suing Live Nation, accusing the company of locking out competition and overcharging customers about $1.70 a ticket. The states are seeking $700 million. Some also want Live Nation to sell Ticketmaster, its ticketing agent. Last year, Live Nation organized more than 55,000 concerts around the world. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is up to 72.84. West Texas Intermediate hasn't changed much. It's at 88.13. Western Canadian Select down over $4 to 70.34. And the TSX gained 53 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Well, coming up, we meet our Myers Team of the Week. We'll be joined tonight by a local school choir.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal.
Far side pass, and it's a early shot. He scores!
Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week.
Well, it is time to meet our Myers Team of the Week. Teams are invited to send us a video, tell us why their team is the greatest. Tonight, we are meeting the Guardian Angels Catholic School Choir.
Thank you, Lord, for giving us life. Thank you.
This group of grades 4, 5, and 6 students at Guardian Angels Catholic School in Stittsville sing at masses and assemblies throughout the school year. And they recently sang the anthem at an Ottawa 67s game, which is amazing. And there are so many of these kids that we have moved out from the studio. We are in our street area that you rarely get to see here on CTV Ottawa at 6. A big, wonderful group, and you're going to hear a little bit of them coming up in the show. Deanna, can I start with you? This must be so much fun because this is a huge group, a huge team. You guys must love being part of this choir.
Yeah, we do love being a part of the choir. It's so fun that we can go to like some masses and assembly in our school and just perform and see like everyone like excited for us to perform on the stage.
Amazing. What is it that you love about singing with this group?
I really like connecting with my friends, and the field trips are really fun too.
Field trip's really fun. They had a really exciting field trip. If you can imagine going to a 67s playoff game against Kingston and getting a chance to sing the anthem. Can we maybe hear just a little bit of that anthem? Okay, that is big time singing "Oh Canada" at a 67s game. Absolutely amazing. We're going to hear a little bit from these guys in just a little bit. How was that being at the 67s game, Charlie?
It was a lot of fun to not only be in the 67s game and to be on the Megatron. It was also fun afterwards as we made a bunch of signs to cheer on the 67s, and a bunch of us made the Megatron after that, and it was fun to cheer on the 67s and watch them win.
Okay, in just a minute, you guys are going to get $1,000 from Myers, which is really, really cool. What is that money going to? What are you guys going to use it for?
So we're going to use it for some of our buses to go on more field trips, and we're going to donate a lot of it, and we're going to help if we need anything on our school at like events for choir, and yeah.
Nice. And the field trips maybe to seniors' homes,
yes,
even to make them feel
homes,
yeah.
And some games, some more hockey games in the future, I hope.
Yeah, love that. They must love seeing you guys come in. Okay, remind me of your name, how you say it. You say it beautifully. Beautiful name. Love that. Thank you. Okay, we want to hear a little bit of this choir. Then we're going to give them the check. We're making them sing for their supper a little bit here tonight. I'm going to step out of the way, and they're going to take it away. Okay, can we get a little cheer from the parents all gathered? Absolutely amazing. That was so cool. I'm going to get Evan to come in here from Myers and give this check. Can we get the choir director in here too? Because are you the reason that they sound so good?
There's 5 of us. There's a team of 5.
Okay, if you guys all want to come in, this check. And Evan, why are you happy to be here supporting this group? Obviously talented.
First of all, talented. Second of all, look at all these little faces. You know, little faces, but big voices, as we've heard. So we're very proud to be able to help out in any way we can.
Love it. Nice $1,000. We have our choir directors, our talented cast of women. I love it. Excellent job. All right. Thank you so much. We so appreciate having all of these kids in here today. If you want to be joining us here in studio, maybe in the street area, depending how big your team is, maybe in the actual studio, and be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, just upload your video to ctvottawa.ca. Well, coming up, the public gets a chance to meet the first baby elephant born at the Smithsonian National Zoo in more than 2 decades. How cute is that? Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Patricia. Again, we are anticipating between 10 to 15 millimeters of rain moving through tomorrow in the region. Friday and Saturday, we'll get a little bit of break. Slight chance that we could see some showers, but for the most part, we are anticipating a mix of sun and cloud. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. Lots of fog, reduced visibility as well. So if you are on the roads, keep an eye out for this. Plan your route accordingly and take it easy out there on the roads. Current temperature sitting at 9 degrees.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, I'm Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barrhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barrhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford dealership, and Ontario's #1 Ford EV dealer.
Pure Country 94.
In Texas, I can tell.
Ottawa's home for the best country music. Listen for your chance to win $50,000 with Pure Country's big $50K payday.
Tomorrow on Your Morning Ottawa, we are checking out some of the spring's hottest trends with stylist Mary Cenciambello. Tune in to CTV or stream us live on Crave. All starts at 6 a.m.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's what's on CTV tonight. E-Talk scrubs MasterChef, The Floor, and Shark Tank. I want to take one more look at the weather tonight. As much as I've complained about the rain, it's a little warmer for going to the rink tonight than through a lot of the hockey games this year.
That's right. Spring is here, Patricia, and with it will come the rainfall. We are likely going to see that rain moving in around the noon hour. And again, it has shifted. Much of the heavier part of the rain is closer to Maniwaki and Mont Tremblant. We are still anticipating 10 to 15 of rain moving through. Should clear by Thursday afternoon. Cloudy skies for the most part. 10 degrees is what we are waking up to, so quite warm. And then we're getting to a daytime high of about 15 degrees. This will carry into Friday, daytime high 17 degrees. 22 is scheduled for Saturday, the warmest day that we have seen this week, but then temperatures drop very quickly for Sunday and Monday. Let's hope those flurries, Patricia, do not make an appearance here in the capital.
A little bit of everything in that weather forecast there. Whatever you like, we've got it. We want to check in and see what our team is working on for tonight. Austin Lee is on the desk at 11:30.
Yeah, thanks, Patricia. We'll have details on the Bank Street Renewal Project. There's a public information session that is underway right now to learn about that project and the progress that's been made so far. It runs until 8:30 tonight, and it's at the RA Centre. CTV's Sean Varden is there right now, so he will have more details on that progress this evening. Of course, you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca, and join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
Will do. Thank you. And finally for us tonight, visitors to the Smithsonian at National Zoo are getting their first look at the newest resident. This is Lynn Mai, a rare Asian elephant calf. She was born last month. She's the first elephant born at the zoo in 25 years. Now, Jackie, Austin, this is a bit of a sad story. Her mother was actually aggressive towards her at birth, so an older female elephant is helping to raise her, has stepped in. Caretakers describe Lynn Mai as playful, curious, and full of personality. Super sweet. They're still big, though, even when they're small, aren't they?
Yeah, can you imagine? We can't see the reference because we're not beside them, but...
Yeah. Speaking of cute, how about this group, this incredible choir who entertained us tonight? Love this team of the week. Have a great night.